All right. Good afternoon. Today is June 10th. This is the Lunenburg Water District. It's 4 p.m., so we'll start by saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to send out some meeting minutes. These are from the special, the June 3rd meeting and the May 27th meeting. Okay. We also will be seeing around the warrants.
You initial down here, right?
Yes, sir.
This yours or mine? Doesn't matter. We can share. You can
Oh yeah, I got one. That's yours.
Hey, Fran.
That's where it gets repaid to Worcester Regional Retirement, no?
Yeah, that's our annual appropriation.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah, that's the month, well, this comes out of our pay.
Yeah.
That's the monthly out of our pay, but yeah, that's,
Would have been for your electrical.
Fran will get into that later, but a tree went down and we lost power down to Lancaster
Ah.
Ave.
Some Pete still has to go over those. And then we can worry about that.
Tie and bond.
Mhm.
That is $4,700.
Yep, for them to do the grant application for the one-stop close grant.
Okay. Do you have any idea, like, how much time that? You don't do like hours.
I'd have to pull out the proposal that they gave us for it,
Yeah,
They
gave
did
it-
a whole
they gave
proposal.
Total proposal for the total cost.
for the total cost of
They
this.
don't do like hours service.
Nope,
Yeah.
it was to submit it was this amount of money, that's all it was.
I wonder if, could we talk about that at some point? Could we discuss that? But I'd want, no, at some point, just, I'd like to dig into how they bill us.
I'll tell you what, though.
Not now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
But why don't you,
Okay.
maybe, that's something you could do honestly offline first, you know, with just you and Fran or something, I don't think we all, and then if there's something that you see you don't like or wanna change, then we could talk about it.
Oh, I thought we'd all be interested in that. I mean, you're familiar with, and you're happy with the way to do it?
Yeah, I'm happy with it, but, you know, I mean, doesn't mean you have to be. Take a peek at it, if there's something you don't like.
Or should I talk to Christie about that?
Yeah, I can, well, I'll pull out the proposal, remind me to,
Not that specific one, I just mean in general about how a consulting company bills.
They're all, it depends on the project, for example, the water main project, if we had them come out and do
Yeah,
inspections,
yeah.
it was based on hourly rate. If it was the head guy, you're paying $250 an hour, if it was just.
Oh, so that is itemized, that's a line, that's a,
It can, we don't see the bill as itemized, only because this was a proposal to do the whole.
no, but for some things, they'll come out,
Yeah, yeah.
they'll
Oh,
give
yeah.
you
The
an hourly
Mass Ave
rate
wa-
and a
yeah,
time.
Yeah, the Mass Ave water main.
If- yeah, for
project
Mass
was-
Ave water
That was
main.
very,
Alright.
that had like, even before we went, when it was all on the table here, it was all line items of like, if
Yeah.
we need the inspections, it's this, you know, it was all.
if it's the same, like if we, any huge project like that, it's
I-
broken out to.
I don't want to take any more time, but I'll give you a call sometime, and I want to just, I had a consulting company for many years, and it's just
Okay, well,
very odd.
I would appreciate your input on it.
I bet you would.
So it looks like the warrants were all set, and I have a set of signed meeting minutes in my hand from June 3rd and May 27th. Would anybody like to make a motion on approval?
I move that we approve meeting minutes for May 27th and June 3rd of this year.
hear a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, number 3, we're going to discuss and vote on the kayak location in Zone 1 of the Hickory Hills well. Now, last meeting, we had been shown some photos of some violations that have been going on there. Obviously, we have the ongoing kayak rack situation, which we have gone back and forth with attorneys, et cetera, and I did ask all of us to try to come up with a game plan for this. So, I'll take anybody who wants to stab at this first.
I came up with a couple ideas. I think we need a gate at the top of the roadway, because there's nothing to deter people from driving in there, similar to what we have at Lancaster Ave and what we have at Keating, so that people can't drive in where the Zone 1 is. Simple, can be painted green, something that would have to have something so the fire department can have access. To me, it's not just any one entity. I mean, there was a FedEx truck down there. Next thing could be an oil delivery truck down there. You don't know. So I think a simple, doesn't have to be a yellow gate, just a simple gate so that vehicles can't get down to the Zone 1.
Okay.
And then I don't have anything beyond that as far as the kayak racks or anything. I would just suggest we write a letter back to DEP telling them that we're getting pushbacks from the residents, and we're not gonna pursue it any further.
Okay.
And if DEP wants to then come after us and fine us, then I would definitely at that point look at passing the fine to the residents of the Woodlands. Other than that, I'm not gonna play the back and forth game. I'm tired of it. If people don't wanna do the right thing, then we just report to our authority and let them either fine us or go to the next level with us.
You do realize that the fine comes to the Lunenburg Water Department.
And I have no problem at that point then forwarding the fine to the Woodlands community.
Okay.
You're gonna pay it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that.
I don't know, you think
No,
think other people in the community are gonna be happy that the water district has to pay a fine because they're in violation?
All right.
I'm just, I don't, anything else to me is a lot of, Commissioner Emke said it before. He was trying to avoid, he saw this thing going down a litigious road.
Yep.
So, I think the ratepayers in the district have paid enough on this. I think they should just move the kayaks, but I think the ratepayers have paid enough. And then until somebody else speaks up and tells them that, they should follow the rules, I don't know.
So,
Unless we have recourse, which,
okay,
that's just my thought.
okay. Thanks for your input.
Okay.
Mr. Emke,
I have some input.
I'm sure you do. I'd love to hear it.
First of all, I don't really give a darn about those kayaks. They could stay there. They could move them, I don't know, a couple 100 feet from the lake. I mean, they could hang them from trees. I don't care. There's just two things that one thing that bothers me, and I said it last time we discussed this, and that is, I think that we're wasting a lot of time and money, or have wasted a lot of time and money on this. And I don't see the water takers funding a litigation, paying attorneys to either, initiate a lawsuit, defend a lawsuit. I just think it's a total waste of money. And I believe we all said here, or at least 3 of us said, 2.5, that we don't really care about the kayaks being there. Because they're not causing any problems, they haven't caused any problems. And I think when we talked about it, when you were here, Mr. Chair, you said the issue, hey, that's what the DEP is saying, we're gonna do it. And then, so I looked at what the DEP has said over a bunch of surveys. That's what I have here. Here's one. And by the way, I think this whole issue is to be laid at the feet of the DEP, based on what I read. Not necessarily the board, but the DEP. So one earlier survey.
Can I ask you why? You think
I'm
it-
going to explain that.
Okay.
Okay. All the areas of Zone 1 have the proper radius and properly maintained. The next survey. Hickory Hills Zone 1 meets all the standards. The next year. Hickory Hills Well Zone 1 meets the standards. All current land uses, the question was, all current land uses within Zone 1 are limited to, directly related to provision of public water system or to other land uses which a public water system has demonstrated have no significant impact on water quality. That was the genesis of the letter that I was told to write, but then was totally ignored at the next meeting. The next survey, what's this one? There are no non-conforming activities of Zone 1.
You weren't told to write that letter, Bill, just that.
Oh,
You
no, it
wanted to
was.
write the letter and said, you can write the letter and we'll discuss if we want to send it.
Okay, let
So
me.
no one told you wrote.
Woody, I have the floor now. Then when we're finished,
Well-
when I'm finished, you could comment. Next one. This is now up to 2018. Shows there are no non-conforming activities in Zone 1. The next one. Zone 1 has been observed since the last have any changes? No. Okay, then there, actually, here's one that says, has kayak access, and must cease if the well is put back online. And dollars of donuts that the people who live there probably say, okay, that'd be a good compromise. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. Here's a DEP telling the people, I mean, just suppose you built a house and they said, it's okay, you can keep it there. And then they said, oops, I changed my mind, now the house is in its kayak racks. But nonetheless, the principle is the same. So I actually understand why they felt they could invest in the racks, they could invest in their kayaks, because it's been okay, and then all of a sudden, oops, I changed my mind. So I understand that, and I think that falls under DEP. So in that context, and also in the context whether I was told to write it or I volunteered to write it for the next meeting, we all agreed that there's no issues, and no one here can say that there's an issue with the kayaks. The only thing that we can say is that the DEP says now, in 2026, now they say remove them. That's all that we can say. You can't find any problem with the effects on water all the time that the well was running and the kayaks were there. I mean, none of us could, because there weren't any. So the DEP says, okay, take them, get them out of there. But by the way, if there hasn't been a problem, as I just read, we can apply for a variance. I don't understand, and truly I am being objective about this. I don't have a kayak, I don't care. I don't understand what the issue is of saying DEP, if you said that if it's allowed, if there's no impact on the water, it had been demonstrated, and it has been for 10, 15 years, whatever that number is, go ahead and it's okay. So why not say, here's our demonstration that it hasn't been a problem, and we agree they can stay there. Anyway, I still have the letter if you want to reconsider, if you want to give me an argument. I just don't want to spend money on litigation where apparently that looks like where it's headed. They may still say no, but if they say yes, the problem's behind us.
Okay,
I'm done.
okay. Thank you for your input. Mr. McNamara.
Yeah, can I just
Just
jump in there a little bit? So sanitary surveys, it's not like they usually they have one day, 6, 8 hours, they just kind of do a quick little survey of things. So in 2024, when we did the first SRF funding, there was a public hearing, and many of the unaffordable water group attended that hearing, saying all these illegal activities were taking place in the zone one. Their intention was to say you can't use the well because these things are happening. Well, that doesn't work with DEP. We need to correct those. So this was never a problem. It was brought to DEP because of all the other things. So it wasn't, so DEP kind of, hey, this is the law, you guys need to step up your game and fix these things. So that, it wasn't any of us that brought this to them. It was, they brought it to them themselves with the golf carts and all that.
All right,
So anyway, so
I
that-
understand that. So currently, as it sits, the DEP in the latest sanitary report says this is a violation. Do we all agree with this?
Yes, they said that, but that's not all they said.
Okay, what else did they say? in
What
the
I just read.
All right,
Yeah,
that's
it
years,
could put
years
the well in
prior.
line. But to me,
No, even now, that's a regulation. That's actually a regulation. If you want me to find the number for it,
All right.
I think I could. That's a regulation. If there's been no demonstrated effect on the water, you can have non-water district related passive
I
activity
think,
there.
I think we
Okay?
need to forget about all that and head to
All
the
right,
easement.
so, look at, so the 2026 sanitary survey states that kayaks in on-water supply related structure were identified in the 400-foot zone 1 soil protection area. Okay, so this is currently where the DEP's at. Now, I understand in years past, they may have been saying something.
This is, even today, it's still true today.
That's it
Today.
today.
It's right here, it says it right here. Okay, now, I can sit there and I can read through this easement, and I will, and you have a copy of it, which clearly states that these cannot be in here. There shall be no building or other structure of any kind constructed, reconstructed, erected, or moved onto the easement area. Okay? I can read the whole thing line to line, but it clearly states in here, and this easement is ironclad. Okay, so the easement states they cannot be there.
Okay,
Okay?
walk and jog. That's it.
Okay?
It does say- it
hold
does
on.
say- it
Now,
does-
now, more importantly, the DEP has identified this as a violation. It is our responsibility to maintain that zone 1. It's not the DEP's responsibility, it's not the Woodlands' responsibility, it's our responsibility. And for us as commissioners to sit here and to be like, we're not enforcing it because we don't feel like it, it's gonna cost too much, we think it's somebody else's problem, is not something
No.
I'm acceptable with. We need to enforce what the zone 1 is. Do you disagree with that?
Yes. I mean, yes and no. Like, what you say is true, but the part you left out is that, I don't know how many times I can say the same thing over and over, but there is a way out, and it's stated in the regulations, and I'll dig it up if you give me a couple of minutes. And I read it last time, and I think I actually have it in the letter. I think I have it here
But there
somewhere.
were letters written to DEP,
Right.
and another recent one, and I asked about it with the sanitary survey. Did you get all the letters from the Woodlands? The guys, oh yeah, we saw it all. We answered in the sanitary survey.
It just doesn't. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Easement says they gotta go, they go.
Unless.
Doesn't matter.
But
Easement says
there
go.
is no, but so just in the easement, there doesn't say unless anything.
It says
Oh
go.
my
It shall be, there shall be no building or any other structure of any kind constructed, reconstructed, erected, or moved onto the easement area.
It's this.
Yeah,
Except,
no, I'm looking for the
except as
regulation.
are ordered for the operation of the public water supply or others that shall be specifically permitted in writing by the grantee. Okay?
Okay. You finished? Okay, I don't want to interrupt you.
Okay?
This request is made in accordance with three. By the way, I really don't care about the kayaks, but now we're into a right and a wrong, and can we or can't we, and we want to spend money that I think is wasted. So, 310 CMR 22.21/3/B. Uses Zone 1 may include activities not directly related to water supply operations if it can be demonstrated that such uses have no significant impact on water quality. That's the clause that I'm talking about.
Okay.
We have no demonstrated use of impact on water quality. Thus, I'm suggesting that we go to DEP and say, because we have no impact on water quality, we're seeking a variance. That's all I'm saying. I don't know what the
All right,
problem
so
is
look,
with it.
I understand what you're saying completely. I understand it. But I'm going to counter you back saying that has already been, you might say, brought to the DEP to ask if we can keep the racks there. This was done back in 2025, okay? Twice. And said, can we keep I said, hey, yeah, if you can, DEP, you send them a letter, you can have the Scott Horsley report, you can send it all to the DEP, which was done. And the DEP came back and said, no. More importantly than that, CMR is our easement, which clearly states these things, okay? So, not to mention the fact that we haven't even started talking about the vehicles down there, et cetera, et cetera.
No, that's irrelevant to this point, to this.
Well, okay, do you,
Can I propose, Mr. Chair?
sure?
If Mr. Emke, as a commissioner, wants to write some sort of another question letter to DEP, and DEP comes back with a ruling, I would only endorse this if Mr. Emke would take DEP's ruling and act on it. Whether it's leave the kayak racks or they tell him that he has merit to what he's asking. Again, it's what everybody asked before. I agree where you're at.
We've
but
asked.
He's not.
But we've asked.
Mr. Emke's opinion is not gonna stop, and he's gonna try to battle this thing all the way
Dude,
down until somebody tells him that yes, they can stay, or no, they can't. But if DEP comes back, I'm proposing this as a solution. You can write a letter to DEP, but if DEP responds to you and says, I'm sorry, Commissioner Emke, we don't agree with you, they need to be moved. Then what is your,
To me, this is last resort. I don't.
then what is your action gonna be? That's what I need to know before I would be
Well, I heard something
forward.
about fines and all that. I mean, I have no. I'm looking for a solution. I'm looking for a way to get this off the table, not pay attorneys, and everybody's semi-happy or everybody's semi-unhappy.
Well-
so and I don't know why. I don't know why there's an objection to requesting it. I don't
Because
understand.
it's, I agree with the chair. It's been requested.
It's been
It's been
requested.
I don't
requested
think-
twice. It's been
been
requested by a
requested
hydrologist.
once.
It's been requested by their attorney to DEP.
This has been going, we've been playing tennis with this for long enough. And from the last response from their attorney on May 13th, it was clear as day to them, they have no intent of moving it at all.
the
Okay?
different.
So, from what I've seen from them, is they have no intent of moving them. For us, the problem with I have going back to the DEP for the third time is that they've said no twice. And it's our job to maintain the zone one. So why am I gonna go back to the DEP again, being like, well, can we move it? Can we keep them there?
No, did
Can we
you?
please move it?
Did you,
Believe it?
did you request, did you send a letter to DEP supporting the
I don't need
existence of
to.
the kayaks
They sent a
there?
letter. They sent that whole report to the DEP and
They,
said,
they had a
"Hey,
hydrogeologist
right,
do a
they
full
had, They had a
report.
they hired somebody to do it, okay? The professionals and all that stuff had been sent to them. DEP, hey man, we came up with this report, we had this professional analyze. The DEP said, thank you for the report, but no, it's a violation of the zone one.
Something with the coating that has PFAS.
Whatever,
They told me all along.
whatever it may be, it's been said no. Okay?
Right.
Now, secondly, it's been obvious that there's been other violations of the zone one, i.e. traffic inside there. Now, whether it's intentional or not, it doesn't matter. The fact is that, once again, there is violations being in there. We own and control that zone one, we have to maintain it. It is my proposal to put a post and chain type of fence on the 400-foot radius. You know, maybe a post 4 foot high with the chain, like you'd see at an amusement park or the DMV or something, you know, just guiding people that you can't walk through. Leaving a 42-inch walkway opening, and also leaving a chain with a key that can be had for the fire department or us to access a vehicle in there. Just I don't think anybody's doing this maliciously or anything. They just don't really know. And you could put signs, and there's still people that drive down there. So I think it's a low impact solution that just, reminds people that you can't drive and go in there. So that's one of the things I'd like to do. And the second is, I would like to legally pursue this because I don't see any reason why we shouldn't. It's a violation. They've clearly said we're not moving them. I have a legal document here saying that that's not allowed. So, and on top of it, the responsibility of this board to maintain the zone 1. I simply just don't want to be like, it's somebody else's problem. That's how I feel.
What is the issue you have with the kayaks?
I have no issue with the
Okay.
kayaks, with the
You
exception
have
of
an
that.
issue with the kayaks?
No, let me finish.
I'm sorry,
It's
go ahead.
that they're in the zone 1. Just move them. They can't be in, it says they can't be in that 400-foot zone. Just move them out.
They
That's it.
originally
You
can
come
do
up
it
with
in
the
an hour.
location.
This could be done in.
Bill, have you gone down
They
and looked at
sent
the,
them.
Yes.
where they are?
I was down there, and I
And you've
went
looked at
down and I
locations.
walked that whole
Did
area.
you, what
Yeah.
did you think of the,
Well-
placement of the kayak racks? And did you look at the individual kayaks to see how many aren't registered through the Hickory
They don't-
Hills
yeah, well,
landowners?
they don't-
How many have actually seen use in the last 2 years? Because there's an amount of stuff on some of those kayaks that they haven't seen use.
It's a junkyard.
So, to me, and I'm not one to throw stones, because my yard's not the prettiest in the world, but if I lived in a community, it's kind of disorganized down there.
I was down and looked at the kayaks. They looked like, it looked like kayaks and kayak racks. It looked like they've been used. They're old ones, new ones. There's all different kinds. The tags weren't on them yet. I don't know when the tags. I think have to be on by a certain date. I don't know if the tags are on them. But with all due respect, this really has nothing to do with the
Right,
issue.
It
right,
does.
and you're right, you're right.
does.
It has nothing to do with the issue. It has
issue.
nothing to do with the
And-
issue. And that's,
And I would claim that no request is made with the commissioners supporting the request. And that's what this letter does.
We supported-
And I don't see I see no objections.
Hold on.
Here.
Hold on. You just said that there's been no commissioners supporting that request.
Oh, if you show me a
Okay.
letter, then I'm done.
Hey, this is with Attorney Riley Stevens. This is when we first met them. This was we met on February 2nd of 2025. Number 3, kayak racks. Mr. Woodward said that the kayaks cannot continue to be stored within the Zone 1. So the current kayak storage rack would need to be moved by May 1st unless the Woodlands could obtain a waiver or permission from DEP to keep them in the current location. If DEP gives permission, the Lunenburg Water Department has no issue with them. Right there is exactly what is you just said.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's been done.
The Lunenburg, it says here, I'm with you. I don't want to belabor this point. The thing I want to kill is just extending it. The Lunenburg, where was that again?
Number 3.
Number 3. It says the Lunenburg Water District, us,
Yep.
we, have no issue with that.
Yes, if the DEP gives permission. If the DEP says, hey man,
Okay.
we're cool, you
Okay.
can leave them there, I'm gonna be like, okay, and that was the original thing. The DEP then says that we don't, you can't leave them there, all right?
And that-
And that's it. This is, you wanna talk about a simple solution, move the kayak racks.
And that's where we are. If the DEP gives permission, therefore you're okay. If they don't, that's what this says.
Yep.
So all I'm saying is, here's one letter saying, please, oh, not please, we're saying these kayak racks, per this code, says that we have not have over 10 or 15 years, never seen an issue with impact of the kayak. Therefore, will you please give us a variance? Then if they come back and say yes,
But that's been done.
that's what I'm asking for. I haven't seen this. This is very specific. It's saying that this is their signatures here for 3 commissioners.
based on, Mr. Empty, my question to you would be, based on what it says in the deed, then what do you think about what it says in the deed? Because the deed was done
I'm not-
originally.
yeah.
The deed was done originally prior to the construction of the well and everything.
If you
And
could
the
read on
deed clearly
Page 2 on the top
states,
here, I'd like you to read that, please.
clearly states.
We can
So
read
I'm
it right
just-
out loud.
I don't know, you have to get the attorneys on that.
No,
I mean, there's
I'm
this-
asking for the
there-
attorney,
there's
Bill,
this-
I'm asking for your interpretation of that, what you just read.
Well, there was also something in here, as I recall, about passive activities.
I'm asking you, Bill, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
the passage you just read, could you interpret that for me?
How
Constructed,
about we read it?
erected, or
Would you like to read it aloud, or would you like me?
moved onto the easement, onto the easement, except as ordered.
I'll read it in its entirety. There shall be no building or other structures of any kind constructed, reconstructed, erected, or moved onto the easement area, except as are ordered for the operation of the public water supply or otherwise as shall be specifically permitted in writing by the grantee and its lawful successor and/or sign acting jointly, I want to emphasize that, with any other public authority charged with regulating public water supplies. Okay? That clearly states that you can't put anything in there unless it has to do with the public water supply.
And it flies in the face of the other, it flies in the face of the one I just read here. So I don't know which one,
all right,
I have
so
no
this is an
idea.
easement,
Yeah.
okay? Would you say it's legally binding?
Yeah, but I would say this is too. I'm not an attorney, don't ask me to make a decision on this. All I'm reading what the
All right, so-
DEP said.
All right, so
and
you're not an
reading-
attorney, you don't want to make a decision on this?
No, let them make
Well, I
it.
would like to have an attorney make a decision on
Oh.
this, so we can press forward.
I don't think we should discuss any further. I'm still support seeking a variance based on that.
But we're not,
thing I read.
not
That's- I'm
discussing,
just-
no, we can't not discuss any further. We need a solution to this.
All right, so
I don't understand the request for why you don't want to.
All right, I'm gonna break this up into
variance.
two parts to maybe,
Yeah.
so we can make some progress. One, my proposal of putting a post and chain around the 400-foot zone seems, does anybody have a problem with that?
Are you looking to the border of the whole
The
400-foot radius?
400-foot, you know, which has been marked
Pretty
out
much just the
prior.
access way. with
Yeah,
the
you know,
opening.
in that area right there, you know, where we've had the problem of vehicles entering and whatnot. A low impact, you know, I'm not putting razor wire
Yeah,
up here
make
or
it look
anything.
nice.
You know,
Granite posts or whatever.
just simple, you know, just a post, a chain going through it, and you know, maybe you can have a sign there like this is a Zone 1 protected area, and with a not chained opening so people can passively walk through there.
Isn't there at the top of the hill before you go down there, isn't there enough space that we could put like a pipe and like a gate? I'm not a big
Yeah.
chain guy.
Okay.
That if we could put a gate with a couple larger boulders on either side to make sure nobody goes around, it would have to be a locked gate so that we can access
Sure.
down there. I'm just thinking winter time and everything,
Hey,
and I like the idea of signs.
We do have all public water supply signs now.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I mean,
prefer Mark's solution.
I-
Just put something across the road.
yeah, like a
Cheaper.
swinging gate.
My main
with some-
concern is vehicle traffic.
Correct,
Yeah, right.
with some boulders on the side to, you know, so you couldn't, you know, like you see at the edge of Keating, so the kids on the dirt bikes don't go in there or something,
Yeah.
to that effect. I'm okay with that. That would,
Something
that
you would see
suffice.
like at a national park.
Sure,
Go
sure.
down to Willard Brook.
Exactly,
the-
so
the
like a
swing,
FedEx truck
swing.
wouldn't pull down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then signage on that.
Exactly.
Again, dictating that,
Okay.
you know, it's a public water
All
supply
right,
area.
so are we in agreement with that?
Yeah, I think, yeah, fine.
All
That
right,
makes
I would
sense.
like to hear a motion on that.
Excuse me, fellas,
No.
can I
It
just say
can't,
one
I'm
five
sorry,
words?
I'm sorry.
I think before you vote on that,
I-
you should have some input from the,
I-
from
I understand,
From the
Mr.
public.
Esposito, but public comments at the end, I'm sorry.
So I would make a motion that we put, I don't know what you would call for a gate.
Call it a swinging post
Swinging
gate.
post gate with
Some
protection on the sides and signage to reduce vehicle traffic, to eliminate vehicle traffic in the Zone 1 from the access point.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
And
All those
I
in
would,
favor?
First a discussion, quick discussion. There's a road, there's an access road that goes down to their docks that they need to deal with the boats. And right, I mean, that road is very close to what I saw staked out as Zone 1.
Yeah.
So you have to be sure that that is on the other side of that other access. Know what I'm
You
talking
mean
about?
right at the edge of the 400-foot radius?
Yeah, yeah.
So at that point, we may have to look at whether we put larger boulders or something else because of Mr. Woodward's, that's why he wants to chain, because when you go from the landing area outside the 400 foot,
Right.
where I felt was a more than adequate area to put the kayak racks, but we won't beat that, we won't belabor that, that we should, if you get down, the further you get down, the wider
The
it
wider
gets.
it opens up.
Yeah.
So the more protection we're gonna need, so we're gonna need a gate along with larger boulders placed at intervals so that vehicle traffic
Yeah,
can't
but
get in the
my
400 foot
point was
radius.
that we don't move that gate up and block that
We'll put
short
the gate
access.
at
At
the-
the,
access,
right at
open
the border.
access.
So if we
Right
put it
at
at the 400
Yeah.
foot, and I know exactly what
And
you're
I would-
talking about, it gets
right.
wider there, so we
Yes.
may need more boulders placed there.
So that people don't
So someone
try to
could come
drive
down and go around it, you know? Okay,
Yeah.
so.
Ideally, it should be at the top of the hill
No,
because
but
the traffic comes down,
Sure,
but
I don't, the top of the
there
hill is
should be
theirs.
plenty, there should be plenty of room to turn around right there, I think.
I mean, if we put it
Yeah.
closer down, well, I wanna
Right
put it
at
so they don't
Silver.
access the 400 feet. They can access all their stuff, but just the 400 foot's a no-no. So we'll put a post gate down there and the appropriate amount of large boulders around it to prevent people from driving
Driving into-
around and driving in. Okay?
Yep. And can we,
Is there further discussion on it?
no, I just think that we let the superintendent come up with an idea and a plan and present it to us and we can, but
We're voting on it
Something-
now.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean, when the gate, I'll come
Sure.
up
The
and
design.
give
Yeah.
you guys can give it the go-ahead.
Design-wise,
And then when it
yeah.
comes time to implement, I'll run it by you guys.
sure,
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Okay, we got half of that done. We're still, sorry, we're beating the kayak thing to the dead horses. I mean, we have to come up with a solution. I'm not compromising on our responsibilities here.
So one of the residents of the unaffordable group made a comment to DEP that we do not enforce the easement, so therefore it should go away. So I think they gave DEP a kick in the butt to say, hey, you need to step up your game. So again, wasn't us that brought this. I think DEP's being the strong force that they are, and I think people need to accept that.
And I only have one point. I mean, I only have one point. Get rid of this. One possible way of getting rid of this is taking advantage of the fact that these do not interfere with the water, as stated, and so we're asking for a variance. I
So
just
back-
don't understand.
Mr. Chair,
I
back
just
to
don't
mine, if
understand.
Mr. Emke wants to send that.
But not as myself.
I'm not gonna send it as a board, cause I agree with the chair, we've already extended that courtesy.
No,
that we-
nothing
you know.
like this has been written, Mark. This nothing like this has been written. We're saying we support that because of that. This is support, because that's what I heard at one meeting. You don't care, I don't care. Fran didn't care, you weren't here.
Mr. Didn't, sorry.
Yeah, by all means.
In the original request from the Woodlands to DEP that included the Scott Horsley's report and everything, didn't he reference all of everything that you're talking about, the 310 CMR?
I don't know. Probably referenced it in, there was another, this letter, no, not this one. You had sent another letter that
No,
the attorney
the-
there sent?
No, the actual letter that went from,
Oh, from.
the report that Scott Horsley, or what, I'm not sure what his
Well,
name was,
But
presented.
more importantly, I
to
think it was cited in the letter from their attorney to DEP recently.
Yeah.
It was cited in there. This,
So-
what this says is the Board of Commissioners would support that based on that one clause. That's the difference. They've
So I think-
already requested and cited what I read.
So the Woodlands already requested everything that you asked for that.
Yes.
So I think by,
No, this is a stronger that- This is,
Yeah.
this is a strong letter, just saying that the three commissioners support that. And I'm hearing no matter what, so.
well,
I'm-
I think because the chairman had given the lawyer and the Woodlands represent him as the chairman, the blessing that, yeah, please go ahead, we have, again, no problem with the kayaks, we support this. So then when Scott Horsley and the lawyer put together their letter to DEP, it basically said, according to 310 CMR, everything that you're referencing
three-
and everything else, this is why we feel it shouldn't be there. And I'm reiterating, I guess, this is where I think the frustration comes, is that everything that you're asking for, we felt was done. We've already given the blessing that, yes, we have no problem if DEP says okay. 310 CMR, which is what you're talking about, was referenced, and DEP still said no. So, and then to make a phone call afterwards when they sent the second letter with all the affidavits and everything else, and Fran spoke on the phone with them, and he said, hey, did you receive everything, including the affidavits and that request again? And they said, no. The answer is no. So I guess that's kind of where the frustration
This is a
of-
stronger letter showing support of the three
I-
commissioners.
I-
And I don't want to beat a dead horse, even under the one condition that I read there too, if to be removed in case the well gets reactivated. I think they would go along with that for sure. I mean, it's a silly position, I think, quite honestly. But if you guys aren't going to sign the letter, then I'm not going to send it. So,
No, I'm definitely not gonna sign that.
okay, and I just don't understand why. That's the only
Well, I can
reason.
tell you why. I mean, because when this initially came up, I went down there in a very neighborly fashion, like, hey guys, we got a couple problems, let's fix them, all right? And you can read the transactions since then. It's been a firm pushback all the way. It's a violation. So even at that time when I said, hey, if you can get a letter from the DEP, great. That's then. Honestly, my position now is no, move the racks, because it says it on the easement that they can't be there. They should have never been there. Okay? And I have DEP, who's my the regulatory governing body above me, saying you have a violation. It's our responsibility to correct those violations. If they sent down a fine, I can't pass it on to the Woodlands. What do you think they're gonna do?
Well, I mean-
And the simple solution here is to move this rack about 40 feet away or whatever it is and be done with it. I'm not trying to get at anybody or anything. I could care less about that. I just want a clean area like it says in the easement. That's it. It's a simple solution.
And I think this is a simple one too. But, I mean, you say that, I don't know, what did I read? 6 times they said there's nothing wrong in zone 1?
That's great, but that's not today. That's from past.
Yes.
I gotta go off with what I see today, the 2026 report.
Well, but you do understand, if someone gives you the
I
authority,
understand.
no, please, let me finish my thought. If someone gives you authority, someone in power who has the authority, gives you authority for you to invest in something, and you go ahead and do it, and they say, oops, I changed my mind sometime later. That's,
I'm sorry, but
No
nobody
approvals.
gave them the power then to invest and put in those
Well-
kayak racks there. Nobody.
Well, when-
Nobody gave them that. They did it on their own, and it shouldn't have been put there to begin with, period. Period.
did they see these kayak racks when they went down to
Bill,
look at the
I
zone
think I
1?
need you to acknowledge that.
Huh?
That these racks were put in there and they were not supposed to be put in there. Can you agree with that?
Well, I can't because, I'll tell you, I can't because they're down there doing the inspections, they say everything's okay.
I'm
That's
asking,
just what I don't
when those
understand.
kayaks were put there, they were put there illegally. They were not supposed to be placed there, as it says right here.
And no one knows how many kayaks were there in the past. Was it 6 or 8 that really didn't really catch your attention? There's got to be 50 of them now.
Right.
It catches your attention.
So,
I'm not, let's move on. I'm not getting anywhere with this, so.
I'm sorry,
let's
but
move on.
we need to come to a solution. There's no passing the buck.
So-
Okay, no, well then, let's go, let's talk about the solution. I had one, but you don't want it.
I don't view that as a solution. You're asking the same thing over and
If
over.
we got a variance, would that be a solution? If we sent this in and say, yep, I agree, that hasn't
No,
caused
at
any
this
problems,
point-
would that be a
At
solution?
this point, no, it won't be, because it's still a
You
violation.
would
of the-
ignore it.
At this
You would
point-
ignore it if they came back and they said,
First off,
it's
I've done
okay.
it 3 times with them. They're not going to, so I'm
No,
not gonna keep
that's not the
going.
question. The question is, if they came back and said, yes, you're approved for that variance, would you accept it?
I'm not even gonna go into that speculation category.
Okay, well, I'm saying it's a solution, but then you say you don't accept it, so
This
nothing I
came
can do.
before the kayak racks. This is the first document that we have to go off of. This document was violated, whether knowingly or not. To me, a deed, it has to, all of that doesn't matter.
the deed states there will be no structure within the zone 1. To me, none of that matters. This was the first document.
So you're saying that if DEP came back and said, yeah, it's okay, it hasn't been a problem with the water, you're saying you would ignore that?
DEP has
Because you-
already come back and
No, that's not the
said
question, Mark.
that
You're
there's a-
avoiding the question. The question is, if they came back and
So-
accepted the variance, you would ignore it.
Your
If
question-
DEP came back and our next sanitary survey said, well, kayak racks is still there, we don't care, it's really good. Says in the sanitary survey, then we're good. But DEP has not said that. They have said we need to move the kayak racks.
Let me see if I can.
Bill, I know what you're doing.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
what you're doing is you're trying to lead us into an answer, and I don't like it. Okay, this is a document that's
Very
been
strong.
here, very strong and very worded very properly for the reason of it. Okay, the kayak racks don't belong there. They should have never been put there. As to why they sat there that long with nobody noticing, I don't have an answer for that. And honestly, it's got nothing to do with me. I'm not a commissioner then. I'm a commissioner now, and there's a violation in a zone that I'm responsible for. Just like any commissioner across any other board, whether it be conservation or anything like that, if something was brought to them and said, hey, here's a violation, I would expect them to do their due diligence to fix it. And asking the DEP for the third time for a variance on that is not us fixing it. Okay?
I don't think a variance was requested before, not what you showed. That wasn't a request for a variance.
That's exactly what it was. It was a request
Did
to
you-
leave
Did
it
it have
there.
the commissioner's signatures on it? Did you request a variance through the commissioners? I don't think so.
Okay, well,
And, again, I'm looking for a solution. You don't accept it as a solution, nothing that I can do. Let's move on. So,
Mr.
what's
Bursch,
next?
you're kind of the tiebreaker on this, and I'm gonna need your input.
I go back to this document, and I think it supersedes whatever the DEP says.
Okay.
It does.
Okay, so I'm going to the deed, which I think is a stronger document than whatever our regulating authority or anything says. So I'm looking at the violation from here. And I agree with I agree that the DEP has ruled on this, and I don't believe that the DEP will change their mind. So,
That's separate, but.
what do you mean that's
No,
separate?
that's, the first thing you said, I understand, that's an answer, but the second thing, what you believe they will do is irrelevant. But what you said in the beginning is, this supersedes the matter, anything in your mind. so
Why?
Your vote is no.
Why? You get to believe.
Hold on.
I'm not even gonna go there.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah. No, the kayak racks need to move.
All right, well, I would like to take legal matters and have our attorney either, I don't know exactly how it's done, whether it be, put a demand, we've already put a demand in for them to move it, they said no. We need to take the next step. I don't know if that's suing them, I don't know how that works, but I would like
We'll pass on the KP law, and
And-
we'll see what actions we can take. And I believe it's just take them to court.
Right,
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
I'm trying to avoid it too, move the racks. That
I'll
rack
get on
gets
there, we'll move
moved,
them myself.
the problem is solved, and we're moving on in life. So, I'd like a motion on this.
I make a motion that we send this to KP Law for resolution.
All those in favor?
Let's be seconded.
Oh, sorry, you're right. I second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
So,
Okay. Next item. We're at, do you have a copy of this, Bill? 'Cause I don't have
What is it?
This is the.
Yeah, here's the agenda.
You have the
Yeah.
agenda, just so
Yeah, give
we
back
can
the
all
copy.
follow along. All right, review open meeting law complaint filed by Andy Sarbaski and discuss response. Give me 1 second, I have that right here. Mr. Sarbaski? Oh, what?
That
Don't
just-
need to be part, that's
Oh, all
different.
right, yeah, listen, I'm not gonna deal with back and forth between any of you, all right? If you can't sit there, be quiet, be professional throughout the meeting, I'm gonna ask you to leave. Okay, sorry, I have a lot of papers in front of me here.
Oh, it's this.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so,
I'm sorry.
nope, that's not it.
This,
You gave it to me, I reviewed
Can you
it.
take mine?
Okay, so basically,
Back on.
what was it? Yeah, May 22nd, 26, we received an open meeting law complaint filed by Andy Sarvasky. We have basically met with our legal counsel, and, you know, we've discussed this multiple times at the meetings. I've discussed it, that nothing was done wrong. We spoke to Mr. McNamara individually. This is involving the SRF funding. And basically, I don't need to reiterate the whole thing. I don't need to read it all. I can give you a copy of this if you would like, sir.
No,
oh.
it'll be sent to him once we
Oh, I'm sorry.
finalize with,
All right.
KB.
And, so, we'll be submitting our response. When this is available, I'll make it available to you, and that's where we're at with that.
Mr. Chair, this goes to the Attorney General?
Yes,
And
so
as
long as the
have they,
board.
have they ruled on it, or how did?
No,
It will
it's
be
just-
sent tomorrow.
Okay.
It is just our response.
Oh, so our response, so it's been filed with the Attorney General. We
No,
have our
This is a
response.
draft response.
Oh,
that
this-
you
this is
guys
the
as-
draft.
This is a
Right,
draft.
but there
Oh,
has been
oh.
a, there has been a complaint that has been filed.
Yes, the complaint,
Yes.
I'm so sorry, I misunderstood, yes.
So-
The complaint,
What we are now sending is our response
Yes, I'm
to
sorry.
the complaint.
yes.
Correct.
Okay.
In which case that will be sent, and then the Attorney General will review.
And
then
make
we'll
a
dis-
ruling.
decision on such
Okay.
thing.
All right. So there hasn't really been a decision on this.
Correct.
So everything I see on Facebook that we're already guilty is not true.
I wouldn't put any faith in that.
Okay.
I'm not sure how, because it says I violated the open meeting law, which
Oh.
I,
So we didn't.
I
You
ha-
can't.
No,
So you
I,
can't.
He's
there's
not-
nothing
he's
against me,
not
I can talk to whoever I
Yeah.
want, you know, so.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of part of the
So it's
thing.
not on,
even
it's
the
not on
legit-
us, it's on you.
Which I'm not part of open meeting law, so, yeah.
So, needless to say, this is now.
So we didn't violate the open meeting law, or we
did.
don't know until we get the
We
ruling.
simply are, you know, we're going through the motions here of
Okay,
of that.
gotcha.
so does the board, good with the draft response? I sent it all to you guys to review.
So there's a time, there's 14 days.
I have to
Correct,
email it,
yes.
I have to give them the date tomorrow, today.
Okay, so this is the draft response
Yep.
that's been prepared by KP Law.
Yep,
But
You're gonna wanna change the date on it.
I just wanna make sure, yeah, it's just when they sent it to me, that you
yeah, oh, yeah.
specifically, brand addresses you
Yeah.
two are good with this.
Oh, yes, because Bill's not part of this, correct? Because it was before sending. Okay.
No, this is listing us as well.
Yes,
Yes,
it
putting you
is.
in there.
Yeah.
In summary, the complaint alleges that
Yes.
Mr. Wood and Mr. Burst engaged in serial deliberation. Okay.
Is that Fruit Loops or Cocoa Puff deliberation? Cereal deliberation.
So, this is.
Oh, never
No,
mind.
I'm sorry. I knew you gave it to me.
Too many legal
There's a
stuff.
lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And if you put a computer screen in front of me, it would be even worse.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Do we want
I will,
do we need to make a motion?
he didn't say anything that you guys had to put on it.
I'm good with it, Mr. Burst, you're good
Yeah,
with it, correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much summary.
Okay. Item number 5, we have review and discuss the 2026 sanitary survey.
All right, I don't want to get the whole thing. Every year, each DEP person has their focus things. In this particular one, all the monthly reporting, we do all kinds of testing. This new one had more intense, detailed testing. So that's why there's a lot of stuff in the sanitary survey. So, but all the stuff that we do was approved in the past one. So the key things that I want to bring up in the sanitary survey was, they mentioned the manganese, PFAS, and redundancy. 3 issues that someone needs to deal with. I did my thing, and the rest is up to you guys, so,
PFAS, redundancy, and the iron and manganese issues, is that what?
yes.
I missed the redundancy,
I think it was
Fran.
page 22,
God, you have it memorized?
21, 22, somewhere around there.
Let me see what it says.
So typical
21 or 22?
evaluation checklist, yeah, it might be one of those.
Over here?
That one maybe?
You have a copy in front of you, just so you know.
Well, I have
The
it
red
open,
folder.
I have it open to the 2 pages that you mentioned. I don't recall what they said about redundancy, that's all.
Maintains 2 storage tanks, which is more than 2 average days of demand. However, LWD does not have additional well fields which can provide the equivalent volume of the highest producing source, Keating Well. Per Lunar Rigs Management Water maximum daily authorized volume, so
Okay.
whenever we do anything, like even when we did the Lancaster project, we had to meet the demand requested with the Keating Well offline. So that's a typical thing. Larger sources offline.
Correct.
Can you meet your demand?
I'd like to note too that there was a lot of comments about that, you
Right.
know, the survey went out and, you know, oh, all the water operators are incompetent and they don't know what they're doing, all these violations that, I guarantee the people who are commenting that didn't even see the survey, so it's not, or they,
But I was kind of disappointed that I didn't work on Friday. It came in Friday, and I had her send it. And I was kind of disappointed that I'm seeing Facebook's comments regarding it, and I haven't even seen it yet. So I was kind of disappointed.
and I only emailed it to the 3 of you that Friday, and then somehow people saw the sanitary survey over the weekend and started
There's
commenting.
a sanitary survey, I heard that it went somehow through the Board of Health. Does the Board of
Yeah.
Health get a copy?
Not by the time it got
Not
on the Facebook.
within 12
They-
hours.
Well, somebody got it before I got it, and he said he got it from the Board of Health. Someone from the Board of
Before
Health.
DEP sent it to the
No,
superintendent?
before I've read it, maybe it was in my inbox, I don't know.
So we'd
Oh,
have
because I
to,
sent it the day we got
Yeah,
it from E
'cause-
DEP.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
it
well, look
must
at
be the
that
same
email.
day, I don't know, somebody,
because usually when stuff like that comes, usually it goes to us and we forward it to them. But maybe they changed it up.
Well,
so,
That's
I mean,
fine.
it doesn't matter, it's
Yeah,
public
it don't
document, right? Yeah, I'm not quite sure what is this a violation citation, or what, non-compliance, or this?
The redundancy thing?
This-
It's
yeah,
just
it's
making
kind of a comment.
It's just making a note
Yeah.
that, you know, at some point, we should, if possible, we should address that. Yeah. So they have different levels of deficiencies, A, B, C. A's you gotta do right away,
Yeah.
that's stuff we're working on now. The B's is more of a long-term thing.
sure.
So like the manganese, you guys gotta come up with an action plan, what are you gonna do? So
Is that a A, B, or a C?
That's a B.
If I,
they give you a date, I think it was September 26th, to come up with an action plan. So I don't know how you're
We
gonna
have
do
to
it.
tell them what we're doing.
So either, yeah, I mean, certain people, that group can tell me what to do. I don't, because I don't know
Yeah.
what to do.
I think we could talk about that.
Okay, that's all I got on that. So we're working on stuff. As stuff comes up, we'll talk about it more in detail. And
Yeah, the guys have already, there were so many minor things on the sanitary survey that like literally were fixed the day we got, like that
Yeah.
Monday. They painted a little area, they fixed something immediately, corrections, little things have been fixed, so it's all good.
Any further discussion on the sanitary survey? I'm gonna go with a no. And move on. All right, we're on item number 6. Discuss PFAS remediation possibilities.
That's me.
Yep, requested by Bill.
I saw these sheets out here, I mean, what, they weren't for me, or what, you wanna, because
Yeah,
they're
those
about
are
the
yours. I
PFAS.
just
Yeah, okay,
printed them out.
all right. So, I'm going to, I put together some slides here. I asked you, just let's go through them one at a time, because they can be a little bit confusing. I know what they're doing, but that's because this one seems thicker, oh, that's why. So okay, so the premise of what I'm going to talk about here is that the EPA has, you're a bad listener.
Well, it says 2020, Bill.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to
like,
tell. That's why I said you're going to just confuse.
I'm a
you.
bad
if you
listener.
if you start going
Rewatch
if
the
you start
meeting.
going through that, you get confused. So if the EPA standards hold, the only thing that they're going to come into Mass DEP with are two PFA numbers: the A and the S. PFA A and PFA S. PFA S, we knock it out of the park. Not an issue with the 4 parts per trillion. It's a PFA A that's the shaky one. It's on the edge, but it's a little bit shakier. Now, as a sort of a not a disclaimer, but if Massachusetts decides for some reason to not go with those two from EPA and does their own thing with PFAS 6, then you know what you can do with this? You can just put it in the garbage. So now this whole thing, the premise of this is they're going to follow EPA. Two PFAS, A and S. What you're looking at, the very top chart, is the raw pump data from 2020. The reason I picked 2020 to show you this data, this is absolutely the worst, meaning the highest capacity I could find for all the pumps, and the highest PFAS numbers. So this is the worst case you could deal with. And if you look at the chart, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's the well output, this is for each month, from well 1, well 2, well 3, well 4, well 5, and the Keating well. All the outputs. The only thing that's different here is the right side in red, where I actually logged in what the PFAS would be for that year.
For
And-
which well?
No, all of them.
Oh, if they all ran together.
All. No, not yet. I'm getting there.
Oh.
Okay, this is just right off the chart, right off the
Okay.
machine. This is raw data. I didn't do anything with this data. I just took the data and I said, if this were exactly what was happening, what would the A look like? Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
That's okay. So this number right here, like I'm just looking at, I'm assuming this is January, the top month, right?
Oh shoot! Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, I figured that out though.
Yeah, good.
All right. But this PFA, PFO, we'll just call it PFA for,
A,
you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? All right, it's 5.8.
Yeah.
But, like I say, is that,
Okay, I'll tell you.
where'd you get that number from?
Okay, so I took the data that Fran gave me. I think it was passed out here. This data right here. This data.
Yeah, but that's 2026.
I looked at the A's for all the wells.
Okay.
And I took an average.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
You got it.
And
Yeah.
then the weighting factor, you had to put a weighting factor in because each well is pumping at a different rate.
Sure.
All of that stuff is how this number was
Average. This is-
generated.
That's an average number. Got
Okay.
it.
All right. It's a weighted average.
Sure.
Okay.
Gotcha. I understand.
And so that comes out to 5.2. Doesn't pass. Okay.
Yep.
Then I took 2025. Again, the reason I took this one is
You got
I
it.
can't do any worse than this. Then I took 2025. Now, what's interesting about 2025 is the first 4 months, because the Keating was down for the pilot study, were only Lancaster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great piece of information, only Lancaster.
Gotcha.
And over here on the right, you can see, again, I didn't do anything with this raw data. This is what it is. That comes out to be 3.9 for Lancaster. And then the rest of the year, from May through December, comes out to be 4. So there's when I say hairy edge, this is a 4.0 parts per trillion, okay? All right, that said, is there any way that we could work with these numbers and these wells and these pumps that I can bring those numbers down below 4? So that was the objective. Again, I'm looking for a solution. Sat here with Fran Monday. We went through all the wells, what they could pump, what they can't pump, and I came away with what I think is a solution. That's what I want to run by everybody.
Can I turn the page?
So the next, yes, you can turn the page. Now I'm on proposed PFA reduction system. So the protocol, based on discussion with Fran, the protocol is to operate all 4 Lancaster wells simultaneously, 12 hours a day maximum, for every day. Okay? That means, and the objective there is set it and forget it, start them up, run it at a certain, as you can see down here, I'm already jumping ahead, fix all of the outputs. So well 1 would be running 150 gallons per minute, well 2, 75 gallons per minute, well 4, 200 gallons per minute. Fran blessed these. We went over, we looked at the recharge rates each, and these are good numbers. In fact, the well 4, I knocked it down. We were at 210. I knocked that down to 200 because it looks like that was kind of on the hairy edge of recovery.
Yeah, well, that one, because that's a new pump. Prior to the new pump, we were pumping like 170, and we'd run out of it. So that's my only concern with the 12-hour, which are 12 hours. Like I just looked last night at well number 1. It ran, shut off, and it took more than 24 hours for that to recover. So my only concern is, yes, I said, okay, yeah, they can run 12 hours a day, but for how long? Like when we hit August, I'm gonna get a little nervous about this. I mean, I might regret that I said the 12, but maybe it's true. I'm not sure. No, but I'm not gonna say it's not true. But I'm just saying it's
if we come up, we say, hey, this looks like a plan.
Yep.
We can dig in deeper.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
And
No.
like-
I mean, by all means, we could turn a
Yeah.
pump on to give
Yeah.
the town
Yes.
water, but no, I'm
Yes.
with you, Bill,
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
yeah.
Okay, the Keating well, so all 4 Lancaster were going at the same rate, 12 hours a day,
Yep.
30 every day of the month. Again, set it and forget it. Well 5 and Keating, we could set those and forget it too, but this might be, based on when I went through the analysis, this could be something like a winter summertime thing. This could be a 6 month out of the year. It's one setting and maybe another setting for the remainder of the year, or basically through the summertime. But they too will be the same situation, whatever we decide it to be. Now, what are the benefits of this? I think we could reduce the PFA aid to less than 4 parts per trillion with this plan. And if it is 4 parts per trillion, then we would not need a PFAS water treatment plant. And if you look in boldface type and enlarged, if Mass DEP uses the EPA's 4 parts per trillion, if they accept that, all right, and not the PFAS 6 regulation, which we would not pass.
Yeah, we don't know what they're
We
gonna
don't know, but this is the premise. Now, what would that do? That would also reduce the hard water level. We talked briefly about that. We can talk more about that now when I go through some of these charts. It may also reduce the manganese issue, and we may have a plan for the manganese too. Now then, I took the 2020 raw data. Yes, go to the next one. You know, be a good student here. Okay, so I took the 2020 data and I applied this protocol that I thought was approved but might have to be tweaked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll
Okay,
go
all
keep
right.
plugging away at
So
that.
I took that protocol, and if you look, I put well 1 at 150. I didn't, and well 2 75, and well 4 at 200, and in this case I ran well 5 at 550. So that's down because well 5 is that's the bad guy.
Yeah.
That guy's over 8 on the highest end.
Right.
If you look at those charts that you had here with the green and the yellow, I took the high end of
Yeah, that
well
one's got a
5.
high-
Yeah, that one's
12.
got 12, yeah.
Yeah. I went.
That one
I'm
was
up in here someplace.
Yeah, you said it was
Okay.
8.
Oh,
8-7, I think I put in.
12.
I'm up
12.
here.
7.
Okay, yeah, but
Okay.
if you're looking
Number
at,
5A, I got you. Yeah. Oh, these are the dates.
Yeah.
Copy. Gotcha. Oh, yeah. It's up. Yeah.
and if you look down here though, there's also numbers for 5 down in here. So I didn't take the lowest number. I didn't take the highest number. I took a number right about here. So if I did that, exactly as I said, it comes out to 3.4 for the day. And this is the 2020 year. This was the worst year.
Right.
And so if we ran this with these constraints on the wells, on the pumps and the wells, we pass. Then I took 2025, next page, and I broke it up into January to April and May to December, because January to April were only
Lancaster.
Lancaster Ave. And you look at that number, I mean, this is 2.6. Okay? This is also telling, and this addresses the hard water too, Fran. And if we, actually, not only January, April, if you look at the end of the year, about approximately 6 months, a couple of years, maybe even squeeze out 7, if we only ran Lancaster as we did the first 5 months, we get no hard water. I mean, it's all soft water from Lancaster. So that goes a long way toward the hard water issue.
Yes, but
Then-
you got all the other flip issues, the green water, the brown water.
But Fran, when I asked you what we could run these wells at, we weren't talking about green water and brown water.
Well, that was what happened when we ran just the Lancaster wells. So, but usually when we talk a treatment plant, that was all the talking, is that when we do a treatment plant, all that goes away. 'Cause
Did we
we
run?
did talk to 12 hours.
Yes, we
the
did.
pump rate, but there's a million things that we could talk about. I mean, we
Okay.
could sit down for another 8 hours. Okay, so let's say we go with your plan. Okay, so we got these wells running every day. Okay, well number 4 is out of water. Okay, Lancaster Ave is out of business. You can't run it because you're exceeding the 4s. You cannot exceed 4. When this new regulation comes out, you cannot exceed that. So boom, Lancaster's done. What are you gonna do? You can't run Keating's. Keating's by itself is open. That's
12.
5, 7, whatever their number is. So there's a lot of things, and I'm all for. Hey, you want to run Lancaster? Let's do some testing. I'm all for it. Let's see what we got.
Okay, that's.
But I
okay.
mean, we on the top of that sheet, because that's what we used to run. The sheet that we have. Yeah. Then we stopped and we started sampling them as we operate.
Yeah.
1 and 4. 2 and
You know,
So
I,
they're above the 4
I-
when we ran all 4.
I think I hear an agreement here. There are all these issues. There's all these issues, and you know, you can start in talking about all these issues and hope to come up with a plan. It never works that way.
Right.
You come out with a piece of paper, you put a plan down, and then you start addressing what I call the noise. And maybe you're gonna find that you got square peg or round pegs and square holes and they don't fit. But then you know what? You might be able to get a drill and fix that. You
Yeah.
know. So
I'm all with
okay,
you. I'm
all
all
right,
with you.
okay, okay.
To me,
I'm
I'm all.
with you
I
too.
support that.
I think I hear that.
Yeah, I mean-
And so, anyway, so assuming that we could continue like this, it doesn't have to be exactly like that. You could squeeze some heating water in here if you wanted to. It's not going to affect that number, 2.6. It's not going to affect it at all. And then the May to December, again, same rates that I was talking about, 12 hours a day, every day of the month. And in this case, of course, we add Keating's, and that comes out to 3.3 with these conditions. And for the whole year, it comes out to 3.1.
How would you get the Keating's water to Lancaster?
Well, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
And then the last,
You weren't told to flip the page yet.
I'm
so
sorry.
just- I saw.
so the last page is what other benefit, I looked at the manganese numbers that you had given me, not me, but you had on that
Yeah.
sheet. And I said,
Flip?
yes, I'm on the last page.
Okay, sorry. Just once, didn't wanna-
I put in all those numbers and averaged them, and in the bottom, I put the worst case. I picked the worst case manganese that was on that sheet that you had given me
Yep.
that cited
Yeah.
was cited in the survey. And that comes out, the worst case comes out to 0.19, which is well below the 0.3 where you get a
The maximum,
citation.
right.
Yeah, this would be the maximum number you would get if these wells are all combined, as opposed to just looking at that well or looking at that well and getting a violation. Now, Christie, to your point, I did have another one here. There are, I had some like comments in here. What did I do with them? Oh, here they are. I thought I attached it to those. We can start the testing right away. We can see whether this is
Whenever you guys are ready, I'm ready to do it.
okay. But only, of course, only Lancaster. We can't deal with Keating because the proposal that here is requires Keating to be connected to Lancaster.
Oh, raw water.
That's a necessary
Raw
condition.
water line.
Yeah.
So you're
So-
saying to do what you're suggesting, we need a raw water transmission main from Keating to
Yes.
Lancaster.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
So we can start the testing right away. We need to, based on that testing, based on Mass DEP, we would then, if it works out, we would need that line from Lancaster, from Keating to Lancaster. And we would need then, if we went with that, we would need a real cost analysis on that. When I say real, I mean actual, what it would actually cost. I know there's issues about the line, about the main, the size of the main. And I think I also had a question, actually for Ty and Bond, of the change out of the drops versus putting in using a real small line for the return and use the current one as a main transmission line and just tap shut off all of the taps. I mean,
It's doable, but every time.
well, I know it'd be tough, but if it's a lot cheaper. I saw the main go up a couple of $1 million to go to a bigger one. So I just think,
Yeah, so that's all stuff we've been talking on in the background.
Yeah.
Like Hickory Hills to Lancaster, we just down to 8-inch line. And I think the original line for Keating's, I think was a 16. I think we're down to maybe a 10 or 12. So yeah, so as with everything, we always budget a high number.
so where I'm coming from is if those conditions are met, I mean, it's possible we even have to put a plant in, and we could deal with manganese and even hard water.
Okay.
That's it.
This is an awesome proposal, Bill. I'm not
But-
going to shoot it down right away or anything. Don't worry. No, I look at there's a lot of homework in this, and I truly do appreciate the work you put into it on this particular thing. Not everything.
Not on the
But
kayak.
these are all
Okay.
legit numbers. We
Yeah,
sat together.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, but here's I think, look, I'm all for trying anything that can help out the Lunenburg Water District. I think this is a great idea. Let's try it. But I want to see how this thing runs. Let's pilot test this thing out for as long as we can. Obviously, the well levels will dictate how much rain we get. We may have to, like you say, meander off this to a certain point. But does this remediate us in a long-term solution?
The thing is, Woody, it's consistent with it. If we have to go in another direction, it doesn't preclude that, because we would still have to put that connection in. We have to do some plumbing at the other end.
Okay. But I guess, once again, I think this is a great idea, and I really want to do it because I want to see what the numbers look like and see how the wells react to running at certain times and whatnot. I think it's great, but, and I'm not trying to be negative, but like, I don't think this, maybe it will, but I don't see how this would negate the need for a treatment plant for the future. Because, you know what I'm saying? And I think this is great, and I want to try because I want to see what these numbers look like. But, I feel like this might be able to make us squeak by, but as, I've always looked at the treatment plant as a 20, 30 year out solution. That's how I viewed it, and this is why I wanted us to try to get this thing in, because that's how I felt that in 20 or 30 years that, these wells won't be sufficient for what we have in Lunenburg. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for trying this, but, I think in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking like, oh, this is great, but like, I feel like if we dial it just the right way, it'll work for now, but for the long term, we can revisit that as we go. But that's just
The key is Mass DEP accepting the
sure.
EPA. That's really
once
key.
again, like you said in
Yeah.
here, the big if Mass DEP
Yeah.
come back and be like, we want everything zeros, and
Or whatever.
So on the PFAS 6, that was Massachusetts.
yeah,
Okay, EPA had a 70 parts per trillion. So
Yeah,
no one was, few were near that. So then Massachusetts went to the 20, and they came up with all kinds of different ones than the EPA had. So now the new EPA is 4 parts per trillion for those two, the A and the S. So Massachusetts has to take those 4.
correct.
But will they put other stuff in
That's the
there? And
concern.
We don't
that's
know.
what we don't know.
Right.
So we don't start this until we really get that information.
We need to test it.
I would start it now.
I'd start it
Yeah.
now too.
So
just-
this will be perfect, because one of the comments that always comes out is that there's no water in Lancaster Ave. This is going to prove it. So you're going to see
That's a
water
bad
running out of water.
attitude.
No, I've
That's
seen
a
it.
negative.
I'm telling
the
you.
I
guy's
know.
been doing it for 40
I know.
years.
I
I've
know.
been here when well
Think-
one
get
can
your
run for
drill out. Get
4
your drill
hours.
out.
Yeah, I've been at the wells in 4 hours. That's all I can run here out. So, but anyway, so I think this would be a good test. So we have a 100-foot tap, right? So all the wells, they go to injection point, 100-foot tap. So
All
we
all the Keating wells go to one point.
Lancaster, yep.
Oh, sorry, Lancaster goes.
So we run them all 12 hours a day, and then we can sample that. And you guys tell me how frequent of a sample. Once a week, once a month, once every 2 weeks.
How long does it take to wash out the line?
Actually, because it's always trickling, so it never
Oh,
stops.
okay.
Because it's controlling our pH and chlorine.
So if you fill up the tank one night and you want to take it out the next day out of this tap, you'd have to at least run that line
no,
clean.
no. So all 4 wells are down in Lancaster Ave. So when they pump out one transmission main, And so there's a 100-foot tap right on that.
Oh, right
So-
on that,
So
okay.
when we're running them,
Oh,
so we're
good.
gonna run every night, 12 hours. So in the morning, we grab our PFAS sample, we grab a sample, we flush that line, and make sure it's a clean sample, and then grab the PFAS and bring it to the lab. So
Okay.
that's how we did the ones on the sheet, the top ones.
So I would, if I would do the PFA, I mean, you could do S2,
And
but
it's actually
S is
just
not.
it's
Just
just
a
a
PFAS
PFAS.
test.
Just one test?
It does the
Okay.
PFAS 6, that's what it is.
But manganese.
You want manganese?
Oh, no, I don't want 6. 6 doesn't help us.
No,
I'm
it
just
does
saying
everything on the
that
same
when you
test.
send out the sample,
Everything.
they just
It does
test it all.
it does A,
It's
S.
like
It does
a
A.
It does them all, so you'll see your
Yeah,
numbers.
you'll get the
I'm
A,
sorry,
just,
yeah.
you can't be
Okay.
like, I just want the A.
But can you do manganese with that too?
Yeah,
That's
no.
not, because, yeah.
Piece of cake.
So my question, we're trying to run these this way. If this works, does DEP tell us how does this affect the PFAS testing? Do they?
I'll have to call them and tell
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, because I thought they wanted to test the individual wells. So they would have
We
to
do- we
accept,
do-
they would have to accept this run
Yes.
process,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we can't try
Yeah.
this, right? The DEP says we only can pump so much out of these wells. They're not regulating when you're flipping the switches on.
And you define your system to be that's the system. And by the way, it's also, not only is it operationally convenient to keep the wells running at a fixed rate, set it and forget it, for a fixed time, but it also could define your system. You don't want a system, you can go in here and turn this knob and turn that knob. Yeah.
I don't know about your term operationally convenient. It's operationally convenient on this paper. Those wells react in a very different way, and we'll find out.
Well, I'm saying as an objective, when you do the testing, if you can run them at a level that you feel you can run continuously. I mean, it would help if you go just turn one up, because I could always check the numbers and see if it makes sense. But from a point of view of a system, it would be best if you can't run it at 150. We talked about the variable pump on number 1. If you could run that down, say at 100 or whatever it is, it would be nice if you could put fixed rates on each of them, even though they might be just a little bit lower than what we have
okay.
here.
So your proposal is to run them at the weight, the flow rates that you have.
Initially,
100 gallons
Yeah,
per
yeah,
flow, fine.
yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And then, so we're gonna run those 12 hours a day, we'll do the sampling.
See what-
How often? Weekly, twice?
How much it cost?
$400.
$400 per, that's just for the PFAS.
How about
I'd have to check.
every other
Manganese
week?
is like, I think it's like $20, $40. It's not expensive for manganese.
So I'd be okay with every other week.
Every other week.
But also, once again, let's be fluid about it. Let's see how the wells are reacting, and if maybe we do it once a week, or maybe like, hey, everything seems to be holding. So like, I think every other week's good, but we'll rely on you to see or once again, it could be we're getting a bunch of green water, brown water. We have to,
Yeah.
Well,
change.
you're gonna monitor the well, I mean, both things, these numbers, and you're gonna monitor the wells too.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
so like the capacity of the wells, the water above the screens, all on the
I'm scared.
skated, I can show everybody, so it's all, I can prove whatever we see. And I mean, if we had to, I still think we should have a screen here, it'd be great if I could have a screening and
Just
put
see
it
what
on the screen, so I can actually go on the skater, because I can log in.
Oh, yeah.
and Show you,
Let's
I mean,
get one.
I can do it on my phone.
So, hey, I'm just curious, why the numbers of 150, 75? Where did you come up with those?
This guy.
Okay.
That's what they pump.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the only one that pumps more is well number 5.
Right, I understand.
But well number 5, because of the high levels of PFAS,
I'd
Yeah.
crank that
and
down.
actually even the manganese.
Okay.
I want to crank down 1 too a little bit, but it's not. You can't.
Yeah, that's not
Right.
adjustable.
Yeah.
All right, let's give it a whirl, see what happens.
Alright.
Also, it begs the question about the other well at Fran's well at Keating to get that thing tested, because when we do tie in Keating, it would be nice to have this other well at some point if the PFAS are low after the testing. I know they're low now, but it doesn't.
Sure.
It
I'll
could-
tell
it
you
could
what,
drop
and I
it
know
down
where you're
even
going, Bill,
further.
and I get it,
Yeah.
but once again, we're still in a very, that we don't know the regulations that are gonna come out and ever, and I'm all for trying this, but there's one thing that we do need to keep in mind, even as we get done this little test, is how sustainable is this for our water system? We'll evaluate all that on the way, but let's give it a whirl, see what comes up.
Alright, yeah, I think this will be good, because no one likes it, but this is why my top pick is Hickory Hills over any of them like
I-
this, right? This this will show why.
Okay,
So I'm all for it.
all right. All right.
I'm all for it. Hickory Hills, you can turn around, run it 24 hours a day, 365 days a year,
Yep,
and
Never.
never have a problem.
Never.
Any further discussion on this?
I want, Bill did a good job on
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
I'm
Good
all
job,
for
Bill.
it. Testing it.
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
You're objected, right?
What?
No, I'm talking to him. He's objected, I
Yeah.
hope.
Bill, that was.
No,
item-
that was good. No,
Bill,
you-
that
you
was
did-
item number
and
6.
you-
I have,
did
I,
every-
there's
did
a
every-
lot of different things that'll work out as we do it.
Yes.
I have a
He-
lot of
he took
concerns. but-
Everything I gave for information, which is what I reported to DEP and did his thing with it, so it's all legit
Let's
numbers.
see how it goes. Okay, number 7, discussion of billing software.
Yeah. So we had decided a while ago, Vadar,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're running into so many snags with them right now.
why?
So they cannot provide a lot of the things that we need. We provide final bills, we do 1 month, 2 month, 3 month partials. The biggest thing, they don't do paperless billing, which I'm blown away by because I'm like,
Yeah, who doesn't?
who doesn't do paperless billing nowadays? So, well, don't worry, we'll look into this. And then the printing was, because of the paperless, we were gonna have to, if we were gonna keep Invoice Cloud, which is our online platform, people could still have their accounts and they could pay that, but it wouldn't be able to, and people could still log in and see their bills. But we were still gonna have to pay the billing company to bill all 2,500 invoices out because they wouldn't link together to say, well, they're paperless, so don't mail. So now we're paying even more in postage. So, long story short, lots of Zoom meetings, lots of stressful things, going back and forth. Yeah, don't worry. Oh, the other big thing was work orders.
Yeah, the work order.
That
That's a
was
big
one
part
of
of
the
this thing.
major parts of
remember that,
us
yeah.
switching. They don't have a work order platform right now, at all. The company that they had that they were working with decided they no longer wanted to do municipality work orders, so they're not supporting that platform. So they're like, well, if you know of a good platform, or we're willing to work with someone. So there's a lot up in the air.
All the stuff that brought us to it.
I know, this, they
Yeah.
advertise this like they advertise, this is why we went to them.
I know. So now that we're really getting down to it, I'm really frustrated, and
She was going
Ask-
kind of crazy on it. I'm like, let's rethink this
Yeah.
thing. You know, we haven't bit the bullet yet.
we haven't
We're
paid
ready
anything.
to.
We're not in contract. We literally were told we can cancel at any point. So I like them. I like their software. I like everything. But right now, they cannot provide what we need to justify switching our billing software. So I know you guys voted on doing this, so my question is, can we just hold off? Can I express to them, listen, I appreciate everything you've done, but you cannot provide, the main things is billing and work orders.
Yeah.
That's, and you guys cannot accommodate to the things that we need right now. So I would like to
Very.
hold them off, at least for, I don't know, touch base with them in 6 months and then maybe revisit for next fiscal year, because the fiscal year seems to be easy. Along with that, we had already approved the work orders through NDS, but then I said hold tight
Yeah.
because we were looking at Vadar.
So what does this do with NDS? Do we have to?
I have not said a word to
Yeah,
NDS
they
yet.
don't know a
Okay.
thing.
I have not said anything. So my question is though, I would really like to, we already have the work order stuff that you guys already authorized. Can we take what we guys had approved through Vadar? We were gonna do we were gonna put everything in Vadar,
Well, that was,
accounting.
right, that was the whole point of this, is to
everything.
get
Yes.
everything together. They all talk to each other and
Yeah.
it made your life simpler, which doesn't sound
And
like
it's
it's
not,
happening.
nothing is, they don't
Yeah.
have the vendors that they had said a couple of years ago, a lot of things are going on, so I would like to stick with NDS for now, I would like to get them going back on the work order program, which you guys already authorized doing that, but I would like to get them going on the accounting software and putting everything together as one, the same as we were gonna do for Vadar, NDS can do a lot of that, so I would like to update NDS, get us as good as we can, and hold Vadar off
Are there other accounting systems that you can screen in the meantime?
Oh, well, yeah, well, we have QuickBooks right now.
You know, but in the one that doesn't provide what you want, are there others that you could talk to that does provide what you want?
Different billing
Different
programs.
Oh, billing
company.
pro,
I
the
mean,
full
Pro-
billing
yeah,
program?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, we looked at a ton of them a couple of like 2 years ago
Yeah.
when we thought about changing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a few, and I did a lot of research calling around to towns, what do you have, what do you
Yeah, yeah,
suggest,
yeah,
and all
yeah,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
figured out
Vadar was pretty popular.
Vadar was very popular. But like he said, municipalities, every municipality is very different. We build our final reads very different than a lot of other people do. We do quarterly billing, some people do monthly billing, you know, so everybody has their own, it's not a typical accounting like you're a town and you have to follow these, you know, so he's like, oh, we accommodate, we try to make it, but now that we're getting into the fine details, it's not working. So,
So my recommendation is we hold off for 1 year,
Yeah.
see how things go, and maybe we'll look at it again next year. And if we do the accounting and all this stuff, and there is the work order program, we're familiar with it, we can maybe take that and move it to the Vadar
Yeah.
unit.
So-
And then all the accounting can be just transferred over to a different.
yep,
Money-wise, what does this do? It doesn't cost us anything to be like, we're done.
nope,
But do we have to reactivate other accounts with like NDS and stuff
No.
like
no,
that? Okay.
That's
No.
all still going.
yeah, that's, no, everything's,
So financially,
I've
this
been
won't
hop-
make any impact.
No, other than
No.
purchasing the work order, which you already approved.
No, we already approved that,
Right,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just,
Still,
it's
yes.
just getting things going and changing things over, and I just needed, I
I
was
understand.
supposed to have a 4-hour training session today on Vadar, and I'm like, he's like, put it on hold and see what the board
Sure.
thinks. So this is kind of where I'm at, but I needed you guys to understand, and the accounting was supposed to switch over July 1st, and then October 1st was supposed to be the first bill with Vadar. It was gonna be a nightmare.
If
I mean,
Vadar,
people
like-
were gonna be calling us, where's my, I pictured like Arrive. They've got so many accounts, they're all
Oh,
paperless.
yeah.
That they would be calling us like, we need to get on and see this, and it would have been a nightmare for Lisa and I.
Wait a second. I know I'm going sideways here. But I thought at Arrive, we billed one bill to them.
Yeah.
Well, but they have multiple,
That's their problem though, right?
No, they have, every water connection is a meter for us. So
Yeah,
there's
so
about,
there's-
how many,
Yeah.
what do you have, like, isn't it like 200 or 300 or
That-
400
that's a ton.
units?
Yeah, so, but the
no,
big
not
units.
the multi-units, the
Not the
24
multi-units,
units are
right.
billed as one.
Right, and all the
That's billed as
multi-units
one.
are separate.
One carousel, Rose, like
I
all
understand.
those,
Okay,
yes,
that's-
yes,
okay,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Arrive pays
Sorry.
those people don't pay
That's separate,
us.
that's,
Yes.
got
Yes.
it. That's-
So anyways, I guess I just wanted your blessing that you guys were okay for me to hold off and not create a nightmare for us in the office and the residents.
Piece of cake on me.
Yeah. So, are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
I'm fine.
Sounds good to me.
You gotta deal with it.
There you
so-
go.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
That's the way I
Okay.
look at it.
Would you like a motion on that?
If you
Sure.
want, but there's.
I don't know what the motion is. You know what the motion is?
To,
Like,
terminate
Just
the
say
let the
yes.
clerk
No
treasurer
contract, so to.
yeah.
stay with our current vendor and
Yeah.
add the work order to
We should
it.
make a motion
There you
because
go.
we
Yeah.
made a motion to approve
To
it.
approve that,
Yes.
okay,
So we
alright,
should make me to
Rescind.
yeah.
rescind.
Yeah.
Okay, motion to
Alright.
rescind the Vadar change and
Stay
stay
with
with NDS. And add the work order to NDS as previously approved.
And accounting.
And accounting.
Yep, work order and,
Are you good with that?
yes.
I'll second that.
Okay.
Discussion?
No, not at all.
I think we already had enough of that.
I gotta do it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can we throw kayaks in there?
All, no,
All of it.
that was, see, Bill, where's your numbers? Kayaks was up here. Okay. Action items.
All those in favor?
All, sorry, all those in favor?
Oh, I
Aye.
did.
We did,
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
we did
you
all
did.
that. I don't know, maybe we did.
I didn't have any that Bill that, or anybody had mentioned to me any action items, I just left action items on there, but I didn't have any, so.
Okay. I have no action items.
Nope.
All right. But now we're at number 9. It should be commissioners. That's us. Superintendent, clerk, treasurer additions. Fran, I'd like
Me
to start
first?
with you.
Okay, so we're in the process of upgrading the radio system.
Yes.
So the radio guys went down to the tower at Keating's, took down our link system that talks to Sunny Hill Road. So the whole radio system works on the whole town on our link system. So when they took it down, powered it off, it wouldn't power back up. So I have backups for everything we have. So I went down and brought it down, and they had some new fancy demo unit that he says, I'm gonna give it to you. It was with a nice dish, and he says, can we use it? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. It's free. Go ahead, stick it up. There's a tree right in the way, so we were getting a tough time getting a direct line of sight to the tank. So we got it working, but it's not a very good signal. It's okay, but it's not. It's going to get worse as time goes on. So I asked the tower company. I said, is it possible that we put in an extension on the tower, 20 foot or 40 foot or whatever it is, to get a little higher? And they said, yes, it's possible. We need to do a structural analysis on
Yeah.
it. And so they sent a proposal to me. It was $5,300 to do the structural. They're not local, and do a site evaluation
Right.
and investigate the thing. So I didn't jump on it and say agree to it. So I called McKenzie Engineering out of Leominster, thinking a local guy, maybe he could come out and we could cut that bill in half. Because all I need to do is, if he comes out and says, hey, the tower's in great shape, then we send that to it's a Roan tower,
Yeah.
ROHN.
I put them up.
And so Roan uses a sub guy to
Yeah.
verify stuff. So anyway, I'm just telling you that there's I think a problem that we need to address in the near future. So I'm not sure what it'll be. Somehow if we can find that tree and just cut the tree.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's one tree. They said it's one tree and it's right in the direct path of
I feel like at some point we had discussed doing a structural engineer on a tank. I know we.
Oh, well, on
no,
the
this
tanks
is
we do.
This is
But
the
this
Keating's
is
tower.
the
The tower that's at the Keating's.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Are there
So
other utilities other than ours, if you will?
Just
Under that tree? In that tree?
Oh,
Or-
no, nothing on
No?
the tree, but
Oh.
but our tower has just antennas for fire and police.
Yeah.
so what tower is there? Is it a Roan tower? Do we
Yeah, it's a
have-
Roan 90-foot tower.
So those come pre-engineered.
For the 90-foot, so I gave him the wind load
Yeah.
when we built it. I gave him the wind, so it's designed for exactly what's there. So what I want to know is, can I stick another 20-foot piece on top?
But like, can't we go back to Roan and be like, here's your pre-engineered
Yes.
90
Yes,
foot tower?
I did. I went to
And
Roan.
they said, hey, we want another $5,400.
They kicked it to another guy. I guess they don't do the site.
Who does the structural
Structurals and-
analysis.
Okay, yeah, that's
Anyway, so I'm just letting you know it's something I'm working on. We'll see how it goes. We're up and running right now, but
okay.
we'll see what the future brings. So
We don't
but I mean,
know.
it's a critical part of our whole
Absolutely, yeah.
operation and the fire and police radio system that would kill
How tall is the tower now?
92.
Is it like the one out back here? Is it
No.
a guide, or is it freestanding, three-legged?
Three-legged.
Climb it up.
We had to build it.
Yeah.
And then we had Astro Crane come
Yeah.
in. And,
Gotcha.
Yeah, we put it together ourselves. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do we know where the tree is?
Maybe we'll go down there with a ladder truck. That's how we did the tower.
Well, you gotta
We
go.
had a-
You gotta go up and line of sight.
Yes.
But I mean, there's a tree in someone's backyard. We're like,
I think it's a
That
tree
one.
at Keating's. I don't think it's close because the tank is 300 feet higher than. Well, actually 450 feet higher.
is it easier to try to find this tree if it's
Yeah, but if we all right, so when we put the tower up, we went down there with the fire department with the ladder truck.
Yeah.
So we went to we can see the tank.
yeah,
Okay, and then we went we can clearly see the tank. Oh, let's go higher than that.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Gotcha.
So, but that one tree, that was
let's keep looking into it. But in all honesty,
find that tree. So I don't know if maybe we can do
Maybe.
it.
I don't know if it's like on Keating's land somewhere. They could be like, oh, cut the tree down.
I wouldn't even tell them. Just go. All right. That's all I got on that. Just a future thing we're working on it. Lancaster Ave, not this past week and the weekend before, tree came down, took out the power lines, and there's another pole that's kind of crooked. So we got Pori. Pori is our
Yep.
main contact for the high powered stuff, and so they're gonna come and fix another pole that looks like it's ready to break. But so just so everybody knows, Unitil owns to the transformers near the road. After that, it's all on us. So we maintain all that. So we have, that's why you saw it in the bill, so we gotta, just one more, just replace a pole, so. Well, number 5, it's got 4 submersible wells out behind it. One of the wells, it failed, the pump burnt up, so the way that runs, the way it can run is, as long as 3 wells turn on, you can run the higher pumps, enough water from 3 wells to do what it needs. So then last week, well 4 out behind it started failing too. So now we get 2 fails, now we can't run it. So now, but we sneak it, 2 wells can feed enough for that well. So it's actually a pretty good producing site. So anyway, just a heads up, pumps are all in order, they're on their way, so stuff that'll be,
So when will the, considering the testing that we're planning to do, when will those pumps be in? Operational.
that testing this won't affect the testing at all, yeah.
Really? You have
It's
enough
only 100
capacity?
gallons, 100 gallons a minute. Each one of those individual wells does 100. I think it's
Okay.
125, so.
Okay.
So to do 100, 2.
Yeah, hence number 5.
Yeah, well, number
Yeah,
5,
okay.
yeah. Okay, so I'm working on, preparing to do the water main in Meadow Lane. Spoke to looking at sites to put the pipe for a stockyard. And I just spoke to one today, he's all for it. I told him we'll make it pretty and stuff. So one of the things I'd like to do is, we get a good pile of sand up here, rent a screen our sand, because we don't want rocks being put on the pipe. So I didn't know if you guys are okay with me renting a screener for probably maybe a week. Maybe Mike, I think a week probably plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all good there. Next thing was a drought. This is a Facebook thing. We get our information from DEP. DEP says, here's your drought map. That's what we put on Facebook. I don't go hunting on other sites, and I really think no one else should be doing that either. Go to DEP site, and that's what you need to put. So anyway, so we're all clear. We don't
Level 2.
find that map. DEP sends us to it. They sent us one yesterday. Boom, that's what's there. So
I'm gonna just piggyback off that if you don't mind. I know that does get brought up a lot. I've seen it on the Facebook about drought. Lunenburg Water Department does not, is not the one that says, hey, we're in a drought, you guys need to stop using it. It has nothing to do with us. It has to do with the DEP regulates that. And Massachusetts says, we're in a drought, everybody's doing that. Just wanna be clear. It's nothing to do
So-
with us.
So the focus for the drought restrictions is the homeowners, residential's watering their grass. That's the biggest use. I mean, so a business, they're gonna use it the same amount year round. So
Yeah.
when you see us going from 500,000 gallons a day to 1.2, that's the grass, the green grass people. So that's the focus of that.
Sure.
I mean, the water for pool guys, I don't know what's he taking, probably 80,000 gallons a day. I'm not even sure, but that's nothing compared to what the green grass people do.
We are
These
sure.
guys.
We have it written down, just so everybody knows, but they, yeah. Okay.
One other thing, another check just was on the way for the PFAS
Just came in
litigation.
today.
The check came,
Came in.
193,000. And we're up to about 1.5 million.
1.2, 1.3 million so far.
A hundredth of the way there. Perfect.
That's it for me.
All right. Mr. Bursch, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I would like so I've been talking to a couple residents that are concerned about, obviously, the commercial sale of water from the district. There's multiple avenues for that. I buy water from the district for doing all of my hydroseed work. Other companies in town do that. You have the pool company, obviously, and stuff. So I'd like, if, I know we have a lot going on, but if between the clerk treasurer and the superintendent, they could kind of give us a quick report at some point as to the benefits, the negatives to it, and even like financially, what's the gain from that, just plus and minuses, kind of a little informational thing to the residents.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of, I don't want to isolate anybody, so I want to look at it as large commercial users. And yeah, you speak of the watering, I mean, we can always, one of the largest water users in town, I don't know if Arrive uses more than my brother
Oh.
does.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Oh,
the
yeah.
huge, they're the biggest.
Oh,
So,
Arrive
but what's
is
the,
and,
what's the,
Partners Way.
the benefit to that until the day that DEP tells us we have to find them and so forth? I
Right.
mean, we are obligated to put out there
Sure.
what people need to follow, whether they follow it or not. So,
But you made a good point. I mean, it's not just them.
Right.
We have, Gatsby comes here, the town comes here all the time, filling
Yeah.
up the
Yeah.
tanks for the bushes at the cemetery.
Yeah, the pressure
the
washer
water
kid,
guy.
there's tons of people.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but needless to say, they all pay the highest tiered rate
Right.
to take the water. It's not, they don't get a backdoor
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
It's, man, and the more that they spend with us, the less everybody's bill goes down.
Exactly. That's the thing.
I-
Stop it all,
I-
rates go up.
I get it, and that's what I just, quick, what are the benefits to it financially? And what are the benefits? Are there benefits to the system to continue to actually move that water or the operation of wells?
yeah.
Are there any negatives to it? Are we overtaxing our wells? Are we,
Well, I'm sorry. Well, actually, I wanted to add to what you're saying. Could at our meetings, could you present the well depths each time, and they're recorded? Could you come in with where they are so we can monitor? Is that the key thing to monitor, the depth of each of the wells?
Well, the typical thing is how far above the shut off the
Well,
screen.
whatever the parameter is, does it make sense to?
We could, but that,
I wouldn't want to put that,
Well,
to
right,
me, that's a,
because when would I look
Well, you have to look at the same time every time. So
the
you gotta
wells
make,
aren't running every day at the same time. Well, they will be when we do this test, but
there you go.
so that might be something to monitor along with the test.
Yeah.
If you're already monitoring a bunch of
maybe I could
things.
do a little spreadsheet on the side. Guys can write down the.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking if you just pick that spot wherever it is, if you just come in and just write those
Yeah,
4
so
or 5 numbers.
we all
down.
start at 7:30. Then they all head to the SCADA computer that we do
Yeah.
UV light logs for the tanks and stuff. So we'll just add well one. We can do like pump rate, water level.
Water,
just how
so
we-
since we're talking about the drought, the water level seems to be the key parameter, right?
Yeah. Okay. Not a big deal.
Yes, we can work on that for you,
Yeah.
Mr. Bursch.
Yeah, just an
For next
idea,
time.
just informationally. I understand that, and I have my own feelings on the benefits to it and so forth. I'd like to see if there is a negative side to it,
I don't know that.
or are we overtaxing our system? Which I don't think that's the case. I think the system is the system. I think the regulations on water restrictions and so forth are just automatic.
And just so Zach's been taken before I was a superintendent.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess 1990.
Yeah. At Leisure Ed.
Doesn't,
Sure have, yeah.
commercial
That's
sale
metered.
benefits the district, but
Yeah.
I just wanna go over
Sure. I understand.
at some point.
Sure.
That's all I got.
Mr. Emke is a as a
Commissioner's
commissioner.
comment.
Do you have any?
I did
additions?
have one, but I just want to make sure that, that we're all on the same page. The program that I'm talking about here, Hickory Hills couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't
Yeah,
have a
never,
chance,
yeah.
okay, all right. Because you mentioned something about Hickory Hills and like this. You couldn't do
No.
this with Hickory
No,
Hills.
it is a good producing well, but not with the quality that you.
Yeah, we can never dilute. We actually that had come up
Oh, yeah.
years ago.
That's it, not for me.
This is right here. Just
Don't
want to make
fight it.
sure.
Don't fight
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I'm
Just
good.
keep going.
Okay, I had a little bit of stuff. So obviously we had our special meeting last time. A lot of residents came up, had questions and stuff, and I'll tell you right now, sitting up there in front of that board, in front of the crowd, it's sometimes tough to be able to have immediate responses and the correct information to give back out to the public. So I want to take this time to readdress some of the questions that were asked to the board that we didn't really get the chance to answer or whatnot. A couple of things. One of the residents, several different, brought up different points. One of them was, could we run Keating's to Townsend to have Townsend treat our water and send it back? Just as off a couple of things, and the reason why I want to kind of go through some of this is, I feel like some of these comments come across as like we didn't do our due diligence in looking at it. We've looked at every possible solution to this. And the realization is like sending water to Townsend and back, just the transmission main alone is almost $20 million, okay? Not to mention the fact that we'll now need them to pay them to treat it, and then after further investigation, they can't treat it. Okay, so I want to kind of put that out there
That
that
was a
like,
crazy one.
that was something that got brought up, but I feel sometimes these questions are asked, they're asked almost in a baiting negative type of way, and like we didn't look at that. The reason why we didn't investigate it, and we have engineers that are hired to do this, is because it's just not possible.
It makes no sense.
Another thing that was said, and it just caught me a little bit. It said something to the effect of like, the financing shouldn't drive the solution, or something to that effect, and basically implying that we're taking the SRF funding and we're trying to like build a plant, and nothing could be further from the truth. The realization is that we have a problem that we're trying to fix. The SRF funding was just honestly a tool that we could use to lower the cost to the residents. It's not like we said, oh, there's some SRF funding, let's make up something to use it for, and let's stick a plant in here. So that also kind of caught me off guard. I didn't think that was a way to do it. Point of use PFAS treatment plants under sinks. I know this has been brought up. I believe it's been addressed several times, but any resident can get a point of use PFAS thing, put it under the sink if they want. That's great. But we, obviously as a water district bound by the DP, cannot pump out poisoned water into the system and sell it. And for the people that say you should, go to the legislator, argue it, and all that stuff, to that I say, good luck. I mean, there are plumbers unions. There's everything else in the world that's going to stop that from happening. But if they want to do it, by all means do it. We have done everything we can to work with this. We're just trying to come up with a solution to treat PFAS here at home. I'm trying to think if there's any other question on that. So that's just kind of, I want to at least address some of those public comments to hopefully help out the people.
There was one comment that came about Concord.
Oh, yes,
And
correct.
They didn't get into the PFAS details, but it's a $50 million plant.
Correct.
And they're doing it, and I guess the capacity is half of the capacity we went for.
Right.
So I'm not sure how this CapEx stuff works out. If they're 50 and we're only 41, well, what's going on? So there's
Right.
always that other stuff. Like in our case, I was so high because we had $13 million in water main. So
Right.
take that off, we're down at the
Sure.
20-something range.
Right,
So,
I saw that also being out there, like, hey, you should look at Townsend, Concord's proposal, and they did this, and I did look at their proposal, and they have a nice proposal, but if you went numbers to numbers, they're paying more to treat less in their situation, and everything's different, and we've said that from the get-go, like, you
Yes.
can't, it's not apples to apples, so I just kind of wanted to, at the time, it was, it's a little hectic during those meetings, and it's tough to get the right information out there when you just ask the point blank, I just want to address some of those. So that's all I have. Good, okay. Do we have any public comment?
Yes.
Mr.
I
Rogers?
want to make a note that,
You are who?
it's all right.
Name,
Who are you,
address?
sir?
Oh, my name, yeah. Dave Rogers, 82 Highland Street. A couple of comments. I think from an accounting standpoint, it would be wise for us, the district, to keep a separate ledger for the PFAS that we're getting.
I do.
because- Good, perfect. You talked ad nauseum, which you had to do, about the canoes. That is a key issue in my mind. And I say that because what if somebody comes by and torches those canoes, okay? And my point is, we should look at the concept of custody and control. Do we have custody of those, help me?
Kayaks?
Kayaks, thanks. And do we have control over the site? And, that can be a real sticky thing. So your law firm has got to come in and tell you what, you know, direction we're going in. I, like a whole bunch of other people, were at the school when they went over the presentation, which I don't think you were prepared as you should have been, and it's a tough thing to do. But there are a whole bunch of questions that people have, and you know, the 47 million or whatever the hell it is. You know, there's got to be some financial analysis on this thing, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but you know, we really need to put the pressure on our Congresswoman and the Senate and the people in Washington that can give us direction as to, you know, what this is going to sort out to, because it's, you know, and I don't want to oversimplify this, but it's going to be a huge number, and we didn't get in at all with the maintenance aspects of it, and it just goes. There's a whole list of things. So,
But the numbers we showed for the increase to residents was including the maintenance.
Oh, it was.
And I have spoken to state reps, and every time I do, they said you need to go through the SRF program.
I can't hear you.
We need to go through the SRF program to get any of the finances from the federal government. They do have that new emerging contaminant grant one,
Yeah.
and that one we did apply for. We applied for $41 million, so.
Yeah. Well, you're at a disadvantage because you don't have the wherewithal to refute some of the allegations that people are making. And let's call a spade, can we? At the end of the day, if the vote was on this board that we are going to tear down the Hickory Hills well, there'd be a lot of non-issues. Okay? And we all know why it's a prudent thing to do is to keep them for as long as we can. But, you know, and the other thing is that, you know, financially, you know, we have borrowed a lot of money. And so there comes a point of diminishing return, and after a while, I'm not so sure that even as a freebie, so-called, there's going to be support for that. So anyway, it's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thanks, sir. Any other public comment?
Yeah. John Esposito, Harper's Road. I've got some questions for Bill. Bill, I like you. You're a good guy. I think you're an upstanding guy. I think you're honest.
Then there's a but. There's always a but.
Well, let's tell you where you suck.
Well, there is a but. You got yourself into a conundrum here with the special interest group that I don't think you even want to be in. I think they talked to you when you're running for commissioner, and you accepted, and now they're expecting you to go back and tell them what they want to hear, and they're going to tell you what you're going to say, and blah, blah,
Oh
blah,
my
blah.
God.
And back and forth, and as far as you saying that you're not interested, what happens to the kayaks, leave them there, whatever, well, that's coming from them. I don't know if that's coming from you or not, because you're in that special interest group, unfortunately. And I don't know why you're lowering yourself to be in there, because it's bringing you down. Believe me, let me talk, I'm not done. And I think that's why you say what you say. I don't know if you really mean it or not, but you don't think the kayak should be there. Well, you think they should be, if you want to get a variance or something, but I
Mr. Espo, I'm just sorry, but I'm gonna pause you just for 1 second, because while I want you to have comment and I appreciate your input, I'll tell you right now, if I was sitting here and there was any type of personal character attack to me, I wouldn't stand for it. And I'm not, and
I'm not attacking
okay,
his
I'm just,
character.
I'm
I
just,
said I think he's
I'm
an
just-
upstanding, nice going. I'm
Okay.
just saying he belongs to a group that I believe he shouldn't belong to. That's all. I didn't attack him. I didn't say he wasn't a bad guy. I didn't say he was lying about anything. I didn't say he was doing anything wrong. He's doing what he believes, and that's fine. Did I clarify that enough, or you still?
I'm just tread lightly, please. That's all. I'm just trying to
All
keep
right,
it
I am
professional,
treading-
that's all.
I am treading lightly.
Okay.
But, as far as hiring an attorney, I think the water district should spend every dime they have to fight this. Because I know that the Hickory Hills residents on the special interest group don't have any money to hire a lawyer to fight this. Because they're out begging for money for an attorney that they don't have.
I don't think
So
we can do
if
that.
we spend any money for a lawyer,
I'm gonna pause you also for one second. Mr. Starbasky, are you recording him?
No, I'm just timing how long people are speaking.
Okay, carry on, please.
I forgot what I was saying. I think that, what was I saying before I got interrupted?
Sorry,
You don't
Mr.
remember either.
I don't know.
Oh, lawyer,
Yeah.
yes. I think the water district can spend every penny they have to get these kayaks out of there, because they're in a zone 1, there's not supposed to be anything there. So, I mean, why are we even considering, thinking about leaving them there?
All right.
The other thing is, if you go down there, put a fence around that place, leave the gate open, you go in there with half a dozen guys, pick up them kayaks, put them on the other side of the fence, which I think you can, because the DEP told us to get them out of there. They're leaving it to us to move them. So I believe we can go down, people can go down there and move them. As long as you don't damage or anything, just move them off the site and put them over on the side and they can have them. I rest my case.
Thank you, sir, for your comment. Is there
Can
any
I
other-
talk?
Yes, yeah.
So, John,
Yes.
I
Let me-
will try to just, and I.
let me say
Somebody else says
that
it.
not only do I disagree with what you said about me, I resent it. Okay? What did I say about those kayaks? I don't give a damn if they stay there. I don't care if they move them. I don't care. What else? I said, oh, I don't care if they hang them from trees. I don't care. All right? I don't care. My argument, if you can attack my argument and say what's wrong with my argument, then I'll listen, respect your opinion. I might disagree, probably will. But the other thing I want to say is I speak for one person. I speak for me. What comes out of my mouth is what I believe. Nobody else. And more important than that, no one speaks for me. Okay? I speak for exactly what I believe, what I think to be true, what my interpretation of facts. It comes from me and only me. And you don't probably may not even believe that. And I really feel badly about that. Because the one thing I have, believe my whole life, is integrity. And when someone challenges my integrity, I get very upset. So if you can show me where I have not shown any level of integrity, or I have lied or deceived or misled, let me have it. Bring it on. But the implication is that I am speaking for another group, and I may not believe that. I am not. Whatever I speak about is for me. My argument on that kayaks is based on only one thing, and that is that the DEP gave us an out. And that out is if we three signed an application for a variance, it all goes away. My two fellow commissioners didn't agree with that. Done deal. Okay? But I'm only speaking for me.
Okay, I got just a couple more words.
Nope,
I'd like to
nope,
say.
public comment, you've exceeded your 3 minutes already. Public comment is over, sir. And I don't definitely, I appreciate everyone coming in, but is sitting here in this chair, which is a hard job to do, in case people don't know. I'd like to avoid the back and forth because tempers flare, people say things, okay? So, no more public comment, that is closed. At this point, I would love if anybody would be willing to adjourn the meeting.
What does that mean?
Oh, you would like to adjourn the
You
meeting?
would
Well,
like to
you
do
want
it?
to recognize, you say, Mr. Emke. And I say, I
Mr.
would like to,
Emke.
I move that we adjourn the meeting.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.